Everybody got a story to tell, and no matter what, I will never fail. I'ma stay on top and sky's the limit. I'ma run my life from start to finish. Got a story to tell, I will never fail. I'ma live my life and do it well.
What up, y'all? This is your boy East Dog, and you are watching the new series of videos that actually details the insight and ideas behind the music of my tracks. Yes, so we're going to be doing a whole lot of them lately though, as of now. And one of the songs that I'm actually going to give you the details and insight of is this song called Going Back to Maggie Valley, which is the #1 most played songs out of my whole catalog. But I got the idea of going back to Maggie Valley based on my experience down to Maggie Valley, North Carolina. And my first experience going back to Maggie Valley was a long time ago. I'm talking about in the 90s, baby. And as you already know, I'm a 90s kid. But back in the day, during when I was going to school, we always have these family outings. And one of the family outings that I love the most is when we go down to this Christmas theme park called Santa's Land. And let me tell you, I used to love going to Santa's Land. I'm talking about the Ferris wheel, the roller coaster, the pedal boats, the merry-go-round, and a whole lot more. Yes, and the funnel cakes in the trees. I miss them days, like straight up though. And I remember that my folks actually used to have me and my little brother dress it up alike though, like we were twins or something like that. And to be honest though, shoot, you put me and my little brother aside, shoot, you would probably think that we are twins, especially with my locks out, huh? But anyways, that was my first experience in Maggie Valley, North Carolina. But about 4, 5, 6 years ago, I started going down to Maggie Valley with my folks, mostly with my dad and my stepmama, Luana. Yeah, they always like to go down to this spot though called Harris Cherokee Casino and Resorts. And that's a little spot where they actually have the Cherokee Casino and Resort Hotel. And let me tell you, the rooms are fire. I actually got the room though for complimentary room for one night one time. And let me tell you, staying for one night even is experience itself. But this experience is from the casino. I'm talking about the roulette tables, the crap tables, the video poker, and blackjack. And they actually have this little thing where you actually put in your chips on a certain dollar amount on the odds, and they spin the wheel, and you actually get whatever that comes out. But yeah, that was the experience right there that I always remember whenever I started putting together this track for going back to Maggie Valley. And then I also go down to Maggie Valley with my homeboy CJ, but me and him go to these little karaoke spots though, including this one called Legends Bar and Grill, where you actually hear the line on the song about going down to Legends for Karaoke Thursday. And that was real right there. And also, we actually went down to this other spot though, which is like a little moonshine distillery. And the moonshine, if you ain't had no moonshine, you missing out. But yeah, one thing about CJ, amazing. If there's a karaoke, you know he's gonna get on the mic for that though. And let me tell you, CJ, aka Amazing, shoot, he can blow for real. But yeah, I actually decided to come out with going back to Maggie Valley though. But hold up. But before I actually go of what led me to write it, I actually forgot to mention there's a little line on there about tribal bingo. Also something that actually happened in real life. Yes, one time me and my folks was down in Maggie Valley and they decided to try out the tribal bingo. And for a while I was curious about that. But it's basically like the bingo that you actually play over at the nursing home, but you actually get money, a whole lot of money doing that, but unlucky though, shoot. I'm like, bingo ain't just not my thing. But yeah though, I actually got an idea of making Going Back to Maggie Valley is from when I actually heard this bluegrass rap group called Gangsta Grass from Tennessee. Yeah, but I actually fell in love with that though. Like I never thought that it could be possible mixing bluegrass and hip hop and rap together. So that actually gave me inspiration to actually come out with the tune Going Back to Maggie Valley. So I actually was going through the beats and everything, and I was trying to actually make something that sounds similar to the bluegrass instruments. And I couldn't really find all of the instruments they be using in bluegrass bands on my program. So I just basically just try to look at the sounds and hear what actually sounds close to it, and then just blend them together though. And that's how it actually came to be for the beat for it. And then when I started writing about it, though, it just came out like clockwork. Like I actually knew about Going Back to Maggie Valley. I knew about Maggie Valley, and it took me about not long to actually write the whole song. And then when I actually put the song out back in November 2021, that was during the time when the pandemic restrictions was easing, and I put that song out, not knowing that how much an impact this song will actually have. And whenever I perform that song on open mic, they go crazy though. Like, I mean, just hearing the tune, the bluegrass tune, and the verse of my real life experiences going down to Maggie Valley, they loved it. And some of them can relate to it because some of them be going down to Maggie Valley. Or hell, some of them are even from Maggie Valley. So just actually hearing the applause and the reaction, it made me feel good because I mean, like how many artists, especially in hip hop and rap, actually confuse hip hop, rap, and bluegrass together though and make it hot. Like that's experience right there. The idea and the making of the hook for Maggie Valley, it actually drew inspiration from LL Cool J's old track, which is the classic I'm Going Back to Cali. So if you actually heard of LL Cool J's Going Back to Cali, you actually see where I got the inspiration from Going Back to Maggie Valley from. You know that part where I say, I'm going back to Maggie Valley, Valley. I'm going Maggie Valley. Oh, I think so. And that, yeah, gets them every time. That's why it's so catchy though, because it actually had that little vibe to it though. And to this very day, every time I actually perform that song Going Back to Maggie Valley, shoot, they just go crazy though, like straight up. And speaking of, I'm going to show you the EP that has this song, by the way. Hold up. But yeah, this is the EP that actually got the song Going Back to Maggie Valley on. Ash's Finest 2, Heart of the Streets. This is actually a big favorite of my whole catalog because it also have that song Get Weird, Stay Weird. But yeah, to this very day, they can't get enough of Going Back to Maggie Valley. I mean, they got other wonderful songs on there, including Get Weird, Stay Weird, Red Drink, and We Are Strong. But ain't nothing compared to Going Back to Maggie Valley. You know, I'm actually glad they actually came up and put up the Going Back to Maggie Valley because it actually stood me out though, and it actually gave me the respect of the whole music scene, especially hip hop. But yeah, this actually concludes my wonderful series, the Making of series, where I actually will begin the insight and details behind the tracks that you heard already. And I'll be trying to make them often though, about maybe every 2-3 weeks or whatever, but just stay posted and you actually know when I'll be coming out with the next Making of video. But yeah, once again, this is your boy Easedog. Y'all gonna check out SoundCloud Easedoggy Dog, or just type in Easedog, EAZEDOGG, and hear that Going Back to Maggie Valley right now for yourself. And you can get that same experience that I actually have and everyone has have. But yeah, and y'all follow me on Instagram, Easedoggy Dog, or just, you know how to spell it. But yeah, I do a weekly rap show called Rapsville the Studio, where I play music videos and audio tracks of local hip hop artists from the Asheville in 828. And y'all go ahead and check me out on YouTube, where I actually edited my music videos, including We Are Strong, Asheville Strong. But yeah, y'all go ahead and follow all of them social medias, and I'll see you soon.